And welcome back. In this video, we are gonna create this a calculator UI in React Native. This is only the front end, which is a hard-coded text component rendered inside a view component. Nothing fancy, just touchable buttons. But the idea is to teach you guys about how to create this type of interactive and beautiful UIs in React Native. So we are gonna start this series from the very basic and very simple projects. So if you guys have questions related how to get started with these type of projects, like what are the prerequisites, what are the packages required to install, you do not need to worry about that because I have provided the link for the starter project. You can just go there and download it, and then you can get started. uh, this is how you can do it. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. So this is a simple screen, nothing fancy, just a rendered text component inside the main parent view. So let's get started. So firstly, we need to add some little calculation, like we can say 5 plus 5. So this is this. We need to add another text component that is for the result. This and this is 25. We have this. Now we need to add a parent view for these computers, and we can keep a style for style button styles dot value box. Specific name of value box. So these text component will stay inside value box. Okay, this is done. Let's add the basic styling for this. Before we need value box here. Sorry, we need to give some styling. Like we can give flex. We can give it 0.6 for now. Let's change to. So we will build this using two flex. One flex here for the value box and one flex below, where we are going to post our buttons. So this is here how we are going to divide this flex. So then after this, we need to add some padding. Let's give it padding. This is all now. Now we need styles for those texts that we have used there. And for that, we need to add relation text. So we need to put here comma. Okay, now we need to add align self property, and we're gonna play these two flex and then we need to add size. Let's give it 25 now. We will validate whether this looks fine or not. Let's give it color. So color will be white 9 F9 F9. Sorry, here we need to add hash also. So now let's copy this and paste this for another result box. So here I need to add styling for the result text. So this will be similar, but just we need to replace it with let's give it 60 from now, and we can. I think this is actually fine with 30. And here we're same, but I just need to add another property that is font fade. So I'm going to give it bold. So I think this is fine. Let's Move, change this background to dark color, and the code is 082032. So let's check whether this looks fine. Okay, these are black because we haven't added styling property here. So let's add this style, start. Style start calculation text, and then we need to add styles dot result text. Okay, let's check that it's working perfectly fine here. Okay, it's working perfectly fine, and why this is not placed at the flex end, because here we have used the property align margins and justify content to center. So this is the parent view, so this applies to all. This is how I think it's right. And this is working perfectly fine, and we have a padding of 10 here. No, we need to add some other properties here. Keep this more looking more beautiful and real. Margin, and let's give it a value of 20 for now. So now it's fine. Okay. Now let's we need to create another. Here we need to have a calculator icon, and then we need to add calculator text here. So for that, I'm going to create another view inside this value box. So let's give it a name of styles dot title box. So this is basically the title representing that what we are building. So now I'm gonna use here unique icons. This is our library that is pre-installed with when you create an Expo project for React using Expo. So this is a pre-installed library. You do need to install it separately. So let's give it a name. And this is can use sorry, I spell it calculator dot outline. So this, and we need to add a size also. This is okay. Let's give it 30. Okay, it's working perfectly fine. Then let's give it color also. Color should be okay. Color should be white. So should say we have code is F9 F9. Exact that is working fine, and we have gotten it. Okay, we have got a calculator icon here. So then let's add here few things on the track. Title box icon, title box properties. So we need to add here properties like width. I'm gonna specify some width, and let's give it 40, and then we can say align self center. So this item, this view component will align itself in the center of the parent view. So now we need to add properties for the items inside this view. So for that we will say justify content. We can say space evenly, so there will be equal space between and outside. So I would say align items. This is gonna give it percent. Check. Okay, what's inside here? Yeah, I need to also add here a margin property because it's touching the status bar, and that doesn't feel fine to me. And let's give it 24. Let's check something. Okay, it's working perfectly fine now. We need to add another property, and that is because we want to keep text in line with this. So here we will say flex direction, and we will say row. So here we say flex direction row. Okay. Now we need to add a text here just below this, and let's give it text and name it cal. Okay, so this is fine. Let's check that is working. Okay, this is in black because we haven't added properties here. Okay, for no, let's add title text property. Okay, no, just give it title. Don't need to keep it a lengthy format. Just give it title for now. And now we need to add title properties. So firstly we need to add color, and that is definitely F9, F9, and F9. So, okay, we have added properties here, so it's possible that we can get result start title. Okay, let's check out this will be fine. Okay, we have got here in the white color, and we need to add font size, and so that is should be that's a font size. So this font weight, font size, and this is same. Let's give it 20 and check whether this work fine or not. Okay, it's working perfectly fine, and I think this looks more beautiful. Okay, we are done with the top section of our calculator. Now we need to add buttons here, and we will be done. So now this is our value box view. So we need to add another view, that is font. So let's give it name for style is equal to style dot btn box, because here we need to add a btn box. So firstly, we need to add some properties for the btn box. You can see that I have keep the styles in a sequence we are using them. This is an easy way, not just to maintain your code, but also increase the readability of your code. So try to follow this approach so that you should work in a more professional way. So let's add for it button box, and let's do some properties. I think okay. Firstly we need to give it flex, and that we have 1.4. I think it's not complete 1.4, and 0.6. It's not complete 2. So this is done. Okay. Now we need to add here a padding. Let's give it 10. It's working perfectly fine. Now we need to add something inside this. Let's check that how the things are working. Let's add another view here, and in this view we're gonna name this view as button row. We're gonna styles dot btn btn row. So this is btn row, and now we need to add some styles here. Some things here we need to use touchable opacity to make it click pressable event. So beside this touchable opacity, we need to add some text component. Also, let's do one fine. We need to add some styles for this. So that is just valid. So we need to add styles dot btn, and here we need to add styles dot text. Let's give it text. Okay, it's working perfectly fine. It's like what are we getting here? We're just getting it here, but there's nothing fancy. Here, we need to add BTN, BTN row. So here we have flex section as the next flex section will be row, and then we're gonna add um, justify content. I will choose space evenly because it's the most easiest method if you want uh, maintain an equal space between the components inside a view or anything. So now let's give some styling to button also so that we should get a look at all the things. So here I'm doing first we need to add width and we're gonna give it I think we should choose corporate values because it will be more easier here. Sometimes you need to give hard-coded values for something because that also work perfectly fine with the responsiveness of the skills. But sometimes it is necessary to use values with WP and HP for height and width respectively, or for width and height respectively. So, but for now we are using this. So let's get started. No, I say align justify content to be centered, and then we're gonna add line items. This is centered also. Okay, this is done. And also border radius because we need to add some border radius so that's beautiful. Let's give it 10 for now, and we will check that whether this works fine or not. Then we will change it if needed. So let's check it for now. Okay, this is done, but we are not getting any ideas. So we will say let's add a shadow property. Give it a bump. So give it 25. So we can use elevation property to gain the shadow. Okay, a button is available. Due to this experience, it's not looking perfectly fine, but when we move to complete design, you will see change in it and such. Okay, now we need to add properties for this text, and then we can move. So this is okay. We need to add text properties. Okay, for this, we can say I think this is size firstly. That is 25 is good. And then we need to add color property also. That is the code is F9. Um, yeah, we have some desired value color codes. Okay, this is not available. So what we need to do is we need to copy this and paste it. Okay, we have 4 buttons here. So we need to copy this view. Okay, so we have 4 rows. I think we need to add, yeah, we need to, okay, 5. And we need to add space behind these. So for that, I'm gonna use here padding 10 and we see Okay, we have got this. So this is how things will work. So now let's what we need to do is to maintain this box to 2 and just say it. I think this is okay. We are in more accurate position. So we need to add symbols here. So firstly, let's create an equal button here. So now we need to add properties for equal button and symbolic text. So for symbolic text, I will say text because I have different colors for symbolic symbols. So I'll separate property for that. So this will be similar, but just changing color. Let's copy this and paste it. And here we need to add color code, and that is FF4C29. Yeah. So now let's check if it's symbols. This is even fine or not. But let's check it firstly. So here at the top, I will say C. So here I got this. Okay, we have got it in color. So what to that define? So here I need to also add another icon, and I think the name for the icon is let's find it. Okay, then we need to add icon. Uh, let's give it cross outline size will be. I think we will require 25 here, and then we need to add color also. The color is orange definitely, and that is code for that is FF4C29. Let's check others for the file and not getting one. Okay, I think I've run. So let's use it here. Calculate it for more and we will see it at the end. Yeah, this one. Okay, it's working perfectly fine. Now we need to add here symbols, and here we have the symbol for the percentage, and here we have the symbol. We need to change them with the symbolic text. Let's copy this and I will to speed up our code. It's working fine. Okay, then we just need to add it here. Okay, it's working perfectly fine. We need to add here. We need to add it. Here. So this is we need to add minus property, minus symbol, and here we need to add. And here we will have. We don't need this touchable gesture because we will redesign this button here, and here we have equal property. So it's so this is equal. Okay, we need to redesign this button. So for that, I will say I will name this button as equal button. Equal BT. So this starts. So I'm gonna give it the 150 for now, and then I'm going to give it height that will be similar to other buttons. This will be 70. Let's copy the color codes for all other stuff. So we need to add colors property for this because and this will also have the same color like FF. We need to add hash below. 4C29. Exactly, that's fine. Fine art. Okay, we have not given it any properties, so here I will say equal. So let's check that is fine. So no, we have got this, and I think we need to add some other something more. Let's move it to 70. Okay, looks like more beautiful and attractive. So this is less increase the brightness to see it in a more accurate way. You can make it more fine. So I can do one thing is that I can add here a watercolor and give it property for white now to check whether our things are working perfectly fine or not. I think I will the wrong property. Water color. Right. But it's not working here. Let's check it first. So, okay. Yeah, I know that is in here. So let's move this. Yeah, that is the reason why it's not working. I haven't adding follow with. So no, let's add it. Now check that our buttons are in the proper states now. So you can see that our buttons are in a proper place and in a proper loop. So that is just the issue with the mirroring screen. So that why we are seeing this issue. So if I can set it to one, this is more accurate and it's more accurate and more beautiful. So this is how you need to do this. Let's change the colors here. I'm moving back to elevation property because we don't like this. So let's place this code on style. So now here we have done, and here we have 0. Height, just give it a value. This is done. Now we need to add here 3, 2, and 1 is fine. We need to add 6, and here we need to add 5, and here we need to add 4. So this is here we need to add 7, then we need to add 8, and then we need to add 9. Just check. Okay, this is perfectly fine. And okay, so there is one more thing that I need to do. I think we should lower the distance here, and let's give it to 0.9, then give it 1.1. Okay, it's fine, but now we need to keep this text below also. So here I will say 30. Left side. It's also working fine, and I need to add some padding in this it. Let's give it. Here we should use HP and it should be perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm giving too much value. Okay, this one become perfectly fine with it. Now we need to know what was the icon color. So for that, I'm gonna head here. Here I need to add find icons. This is the first website, and here we need to add. This was the thing we need to use. So this is backspace outline. So let's change the name here and place it with backspace. Backspace. Okay, so here this is how. Let's change this to 30 to look more beautiful, more clearer. Let's find. So this is how you can create a simple and but a beautiful UI in React Native. So for more videos like this, consider subscribing to my channel and please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you can get the notification of every new video from my side.